Hello, this is Phil Jones. I wanted to take a couple of moments to briefly make a couple of connections with the stem change verbs in the preterite tense that I did not make for you in class, and they're such important connections that I really believe that it will help you if you'll bear with me for about 5 minutes. And this is this. As you're seeing on the screen, you have one that is directly from your book on page 180. I've got some parts of it highlighted to show you where the stem changes. Okay, the verb is servir, to serve. Okay, and you can see it, and you'll also notice that you have an I and an I here. This is the book's way of showing you, and I failed to point this out in class, that the first I is how it changes in the present tense, and the second I is how it changes in the preterite tense. So, if we take the first verb, servir, in the present tense, it becomes sirvo. Notice the I instead of the E. Sirves. Notice the I instead of the E. Sirve. Notice the I instead of the E. Then, in nosotros servimos, notice the E instead of the I. Vosotros servís, the E instead of the I. And then finally with ellos, ustedes sirven, the I again instead of the E. That's what you've already learned, and if you will remember, we also said that if you could picture this or visualize this, it's almost like the shape of a boot or shape of a shoe. Let's take the same verb, the second I, servir, preterite tense. Preterite means instead of I serve, it's I served. You serve, you served. That only happens, the stem change only happens third person, thus the highlighting. So, yo serví. Notice the E. Tú serviste. Notice the E. Now, look what happens. It becomes I in the third person. Él, ella, usted sirvió. Nosotros servimos, again the E. Vosotros servisteis. Notice the E. And then again, third person plural, sirvieron. Sirvieron. All right? Let's do another verb that's a little more complicated. In the present tense, preferir has an IE stem change. And I've even highlighted this in bold-faced, the stem change, to make it more visual for you. Yo prefiero. Tú prefieres. Él, ella, usted prefiere. Nosotros preferimos. No stem change. Vosotros preferís. No stem change. And again, to complement the boot shape, ellos, ustedes prefieren. All right? So you can see that. Taking the same verb, looking at the second I, which is the preterite tense. Notice what happens only in third person, él, ella, usted, third person, ellos, ellas, ustedes. Yo preferí. You've got the E, the normal E there. Tú preferiste. Él, ella, usted prefirió. Notice it becomes an I instead of the E. Nosotros preferimos, vosotros preferisteis. And then back again with prefirieron. The I instead of the E. So again, third person. And if you can visualize present tense, the shoe, preterite tense, third person only. Finally, let's do one more verb that you're also familiar with, and it's the verb dormir, which means to sleep. It has the UE stem change in the preterite tense and the U stem change in the preterite tense. Yo duermo, tú duermes, él duerme, ella duerme, usted duerme. Nosotros dormimos, vosotros dormís, ellos duermen, ellas duermen, ustedes duermen. Stem change from O to UE in the boot shape. Okay, in the preterite tense, the O only changes to a U just in third person. Yo dormí, the O remains. Tú dormiste, the O remains. Él durmió, ella durmió, usted durmió. The O changes to a U. Nosotros dormimos, vosotros dormisteis, and ellos durmieron, ellas durmieron, ustedes durmieron. Okay? I hope that helps to clear up just a little bit where I did not explain fully and didn't explain well in class the other night. So if you have any further questions, by all means, feel free to contact me.